as a forex trader. In any trading strategy you are using without a clear analysis tool is just a trash. Here's the reason. First of all, what are you analyzing in the market? It is this same strategy that you are analyzing in the market. The same strategy you analyze is going to give you a direction. Either we are overall we are in an uptrend or we are in a downtrend. This same strategy that you have analyzed that give you the direction we are in currently, it is the same thing that is going to give you that direction that you are going to be buying right now, or you are going to selling right now, or you are going to wait for your setup to occur with some confirmation. Strategy well explained now. Strategy is what you've done or your analysis on the charts, and execute trade based on the bias your analysis gave you, which is either buy or you are selling. Right now in today's video, I'm just going to be explaining about trendline touch. We only have two types of trendline, which is trendline touch or trendline breaks, which some people might call this trendline touch, trendline bounce. So in today's video, you are going to be expecting me to be explaining to you about trendline touch. In my previous video, I do a previous video where I explain everything in details about trendline strategy, but I did not basically explain its entry and exit rule criteria. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining trendline touch, entry and exit rule criteria, and how to plot it very well in details. So without wasting much of our time, so let's dive into the video. So if you are new to the channel, do it to smash the subscribe button, like this video, and if you have any question, comment it below. I'm going to be answer everything in the comment section. So right here on my screen, I've gotten a clean chart where I'm going to be doing analysis of this trend line touch and explain to you in details. So what I want you to take note about this strategy is a probability strategy that it can be in drawdown for some time if you don't know how to use it well. So for me, I basically use 1:2 for each trade that I took. So me using 1:2, and I risk based on percentage of my account. Let's say I'm going to be risking 1% of my account to make 2% now, or risking 7.5% of my account as the case may be, or the account balance that I'm trading, or I want to trade the account. Maybe I want to trade the account aggressively, or I want to trade the account conservatively. So if you are using this strategy, I will advise you to be using 1:2. So here is the rule of trend line before I show you an example of it on the screen. First thing you need to look out for is two touch. If we are in an uptrend, we look for where the trend line will this trend line will touch two touch on each candle, maybe the candle body or the wick of the candle. So the two touch, and the third touch is the place we are going to be looking forward to sell to be looking forward to buy from that point. So I will show you the example of trend line third touch bullish and trend line third touch bearish. For this buy and sell, I will show you everything on the screen now. I will show you the drawing of it and take you to the chart from on GBP from main one till date. So you analysis of it on how I basically use it on the chart. So let me take you to my trading view now and show you. So for main one, this is the analysis, this is the chart for main one. You can see right here. So I will just basically choose my trend line and look for, you can see this is how I basically draw it. This is one touch from this point, and second touch, you can see right here I cross over this body, it touch this the body of this candle right here. You can see this is our first touch right here. Let me highlight it to see. You can see this is the second touch, and once you come to the chart and you spot this second touch right here, after spotting the first touch, second touch, you just be waiting from this point till this point to the third touch occur, and on the third touch occur, you are going to up in from this point. So if you up in from this point, you can see right here, set your stop loss based on the recent low. You can see 1:2 as I explained earlier. You can see 1:2 it. So for the mate for let's look for the second day. Let's see how that this strategy is going to give us setup right there. You can see if you come to the chart right here, you can see you just basically need to come to the chart with mindset that market do not owe you anything. You might see setup or you might not see setup in the chart. So you can see for the second day, you can see first touch, we have the first touch right here and the second touch right here. Even this is what we are going to meet in the market. You can see this is the first touch, second touch, and the second touch has occurred right here. This one we will have count this as third touch, but we count it as two touch. But you can see this is the knowledge of double candlestick pattern, knowledge of candle chart pattern. You can see this is our first touch, our second touch that we are expecting for it to drop, and we are going to be expecting the third touch to occur right here. You can see this double top that we see right here, we are going to be selling for the second touch. You can see we sell right here. we sell from this point. You can see 1:2, take profit it, and we will still be waiting for this 1:2 for this third touch to occur. You can see the third touch has occurred right here. If the third touch occur when we are still on the market, in the market, you can see we still set our stop loss right here, and 1:2. Let's see if it hits. It doesn't hit, but it later hit the second day. But if we are at break even, and if you are a day trader like me, I'm a day trader now. I usually close all my trade by 6 p.m. Nigerian time. So if you have closed this trade out, you will have made some profit out of it. It might not take off. That is what I explained to you, to know when time to exit and when time to enter. So you can see for the fifth, you can see, let's see what we can do. Right, let's see what market give us right here. So most thing to keep important is that every day you come to the chart, make sure you are removing your trend line that you drew yesterday, so you can come to the market with new idea or looking for new opportunity. You can see for the 5th of May, let's see how the market moves. You can see, let me draw my trend line right here. You can see this is my first touch, second touch, and third touch. You can see first touch, second touch, and the third touch. You can see the third touch. Once the third touch occur, it's going to break. But in today's video, I'm not going to talking about the break, because the break also have their own rule. You can see it break out right here. But what I want to basically talk about right here in this video is for the bullish and bearish trend line touch or trend line bounce. So let's look for another touch. We are not talking about break right here, so because break also have their own rule. Because as I've stated earlier, that the third touch we should be selling or buying from if we have the third touch, either we are not playing or in a downtrend. But for the break, it also have their own rules, because third touch can also break. If third touch break, you are not going to be taking trade from that point. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking about only the touch only. I'm not going to be talking about break. Maybe in my next video, I'm going to be doing a video about the break, trend line break. So you can see we still mark another. This is another analysis right here. You can see this is a long mark. This, you can see we have the first touch right here. This is our second touch. You can see our second touch. There is something we call counter trend line. This is our main trend line that our first do. This is the counter trend line. You can see, you can still mark this one if we see this type of market. But although this requires some experience of how you have traded before, and the knowledge that you have acquired with this strategy, you can see I will draw the counter trend. I can execute a trade from this point, but I might not execute trade from this point. That means we will not see any trade opportunity. Let me use this counter trend line to trade from this point and see how you can see our first touch, second touch, and the third touch. You still place a trade from this point. You can see it's this candle that we see right here, this Magbuso candle that we see right here, that we follow before executing any buy from this one. If you don't see any confirmation, we will not took any trade from that point. You can see, let's see 1:2, take profit. We just basically use counter trend line. We use main trend line, and main trend line give us the counter trend line we use it to execute that trade. So let's look for another. You can see this point is also a break. This point is also a break. But in this video, I just want to focus about the touch, not the break. You can see this is a break, because break also have their own rule also. You can see, let's see at this point, this is also the remaining of the break. You can see it come to retest, but we are not talking about the break right here. So what I just want to, you can see it is playing out as we predicted it. You can see, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. You can see we have the first touch right here, second touch right here, and that third touch we are going to be opening for a buy at this point. So we wait for it to close above. Although this candle is very long, but we are our stop. For this kind of trade, for this kind of trade, I will have already break even. If it come back, the trade will just hit my break even. So let's look for another trade opportunity for the next day. You can see the first touch, second touch, and the third touch. As we have the third touch right here, also take note that I usually use support and resistance when trading this. But if you watch this video and you understand it, in my next video I'm going to be in some of my next video, I'm going to be explaining about the support and resistance confirmation for this trend line strategy. You can see this is how I basically use it on the chart. So let me look for another opportunity in the market. You can see from this point now, there is no more opportunity. All the opportunity that is here is just like with trend line break. Let me draw this trend line and show you some. You can see we have first touch at this point where you first have the sell, and the second touch, and the second touch we have the third touch right here, third touch from this point. You can see if it break at this point, we are not going to be buying. That's why I say I'm going to be doing a video about it. Third, you can see, and this one come and smash take profit till day. This is the end of the chart. This is the end of the chart. We have come to the end of the chart for the GBP for the whole of month of May. This is how I basically do my analysis on it. So let me switch back to my face camera now and explain explain all the rules to you in details. Conclusively, this brings me to the end of this video. In this video, I just explained about trendline touch. What I want you to take note about is that trendline strategy, when it comes to trendline strategy, we only have two types of trendline, which is trendline bounce and trendline breakout. And this video I've explained about trendline touch, and in my next video, I might explain about trendline break. If you want me to do that in my next video, drop comments in the comment section. I'm going to be doing a video about that. So this trendline touch strategy that I just teach now, you can basically focus on this trendline touch only without looking forward to the trendline break. But if you master this very well, if you master this and you get it correctly, now later you can also add a trendline breakout to it. So right now, the rule of this trendline strategy involves some confirmation that you need to learn, which I'm going to be doing a video about it very soon, about its confirmation that we see, like support and resistance, and some candle like Maribu, so doji candle, hammer. I'm going to be doing a video later about that. So do where to smash the subscribe button, so if I do a video about this that I'm talking about, you are going to get notified and watch the video. So more so, this strategy involves practicing, a lot of practicing. And also inside my Telegram channel, you can join my Telegram channel. Link will be in this video description. If you join the Telegram channel, I used to drop updates about this trendline strategy, how I use it, if I draw it now, and the trade before and after the trade. I used to drop inside Telegram channel, which you can also study the chart and learn from it how I used to draw it, because it might be difficult for you to be doing it as a beginner if you do. And also inside this Telegram channel, there is a PDF that I'm going to be dropping inside this Telegram channel that talk about this trendline strategy that you can read to get this trendline strategy very well. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, like this video, and if you have any question, comment it. I'm going to be answering all the questions. So bye for now, catch you in the next video.